good morning, secured entrepreneurs. You all know it's early for Miss Aurorah, but in this video, Miss Aurorah is going to get into the IRS being in your PayPal account. Some of you have already emailed about this, and thank you for emailing. Please continue to do so at info@AurorahDayConsulting.com. I've had conversations with some of you about it. I want to let the secured entrepreneurs know exactly what this means and how this all came about and what it is you're going to have to do about it if you are not prepared right now. Okay, can we do that? All right. For those of you who do not know who I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement. All right, now, secured entrepreneurs, in an effort to assist the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan, which we know has been a $1.9 trillion spending spree, and many say it is the catalyst to the inflation that we are experiencing right now here in the United States, the Internal Revenue Service has decided to be all up in your Venmo and PayPal accounts. Let Miss Aurorah tell you how they're planning to do this. Well, previously, Venmo and PayPal would report 200 commercial transactions going on in your accounts to the Internal Revenue Service. And if you went over $20,000, at the $20,000 mark or over, Venmo and PayPal will report those things to the Internal Revenue Service. Now, Venmo and PayPal are required to report $600 or more. So if you are having transactions into your Venmo or PayPal account at the $600 or more, $600 or more, okay, mark, $600 or more, these things are being reported as income, no matter the circumstance as to how you came about the $600 or more. So allow Miss Aurorah to explain. Now, we know that PayPal will allow the average merchant, individuals who are just receiving money. They may not have a business. They don't have a business account. Venmo, the average individual who's just receiving money, you may not have a business account. This is money that's coming to you personally that you will then place into your personal bank account. The same with PayPal, money that's coming to you personally and you will place into your personal checking account. Well, now it is up to the individual to prove whether or not the $600 or more was income. This is going to be a lot for people because what the Internal Revenue Service is saying is that they now have permission. They have given themselves permission to audit any and every individual who is using Venmo and PayPal to receive money. Okay, now, Miss Aurorah doesn't know a whole lot about Venmo because Miss Aurorah does not use Venmo. But what Miss Aurorah does know is that on PayPal, if in fact you do not have a business account, you know that they allow you to say, well, this is going to friends and family, right? So you can write your little note that maybe it's a gift and things of that nature. Well, check this out, secured entrepreneurs. If in fact you are sending anyone anything via PayPal, and it is not for business purposes, because I want to get on that next. It is not for business purposes. What you now must do is write the note, because you must keep the receipt, because at any time the Internal Revenue Service is telling us that they can send a little letter asking you what this money was about. If it is over $600, what was this transaction about? If it is over $600 for the year, what were these transactions about? You must have the receipt to show that, listen, this was given to me as a gift for whatever. Most people are sending money to their children, okay? But it had nothing to do with anything that they worked for. So I paid someone back. And then the receiver would say, I was paid back for such and such, okay? But at no time would you state that This is for some services that were rendered to me. Why? Because you will then be taxed. Okay. I do not know how it works on Venmo. Some secured entrepreneur or someone who is visiting us, please comment below so that the secured entrepreneurs will know how it works in Venmo. And thank you for stopping by if it's your first time. We love ya. Okay. So that is the deal with what the Internal Revenue Service is doing. Now, what is the solution? Let Miss Aurorah tell you that as soon as I read this, and many of you, like I'm stating, you were serious about bringing this to my attention, okay? The first thing that comes to Miss Aurorah's mind is, wow, they're forcing everybody to be in business. They're forcing everybody to now create a legal, legitimate pass-through tax entity. Why? Because there is no way that any individual wants to get caught up paying tax on monies that really cannot be defined as income. And if you are not a good record keeper, you can get caught in this trap. Okay, because there's got to be some way now we make up for the American Rescue Plan, $1.9 trillion. In addition, we have to know that a lot of this has to do with, we got a lot of gig working going on. And the Internal Revenue Service has consistently stated that they know there are gig workers who are not going to file. Well, most people are not going to file because they really don't have a legal obligation to do that. And all of the secured entrepreneurs know that I read IRS publications for breakfast. Okay. And you have to understand the tax law. And that is going to guide you in operating properly in commerce. So if you understand the tax law, then you know what you can and cannot do. So moving forward, I said, okay, they are letting us know that you just cannot be up on Venmo. You cannot just be up on PayPal as an individual collecting money. Okay. So, I know many women who have old clothes that no longer fit their children, but they are name brand. What do? They slap that stuff up on Poshmark. They slap that stuff up on eBay. They slap it up on Etsy. They don't have an entity, a legal entity, because they don't consider themselves in business. They're just saying, I'm selling my children's old clothes for a few extra dollars. Well, now that is considered income unless you can prove otherwise. Now, let Miss Aurorah tell you what she wants you to do if you are not in the know, okay? Because right now, you have got to create a legal entity that is properly structured to pass tax through, okay? And all of the secured entrepreneurs at the sound of my voice already know that we are properly structured, okay? We utilize limited liability companies for what they are designed for. We do with them what they are designed to help us to do, and that is legally avoid taxation according to the Internal Revenue Service. Can Miss Aurorah go on? Because now I'm a little heated with the Internal Revenue Service. Now, as an individual on these platforms receiving this money, please know that whatever personal information you have placed onto Venmo, whatever personal information you have placed onto the PayPal individual account, all of that information is now being submitted to the Internal Revenue Service. And don't we all know that the Internal Revenue Service has yet to answer Congress about the 30 million pieces of documentation that they claim were destroyed, after this whole little breach of people's personal information. However, they have not stated how the documentation was destroyed. Was it burned? Was it tore up? Was it shredded? We don't know. All you know is that the Internal Revenue Service has a little habit of being separated from people's personal information. What say you, secured entrepreneurs? Hello. Okay, so for those of you who are already not prepared, yes, Miss Aurorah wants you to go down in the link below, okay, and either take the Secured Entrepreneur Activation so that you will all understand how it is you need to be set up moving forward, because you may unfortunately be a recipient of a little audit letter, because we need more information from you. Okay, simply because we see that you are collecting this money and maybe you haven't been on our radar. Maybe you've never filed a return to state any of this. This is your first timer. I don't know. Okay, so we would like a little explanation. Now, don't get nervous. You know, a lot of people start losing their minds when they, just the thought of, I see people out here on YouTube making a big deal about, oh, I pay my taxes, like the IRS is the big bad wolf. And that's because they are without information. That's because they are not knowing. That's because they do not understand their business. That's because they do not understand that they themselves personally are a business. And what does Miss Aurorah always tell the secured entrepreneurs? Protecting your business starts before you open for business. Okay. Also, in the links below, okay, you will find a link to get on to Miss Aurorah's calendar. Okay. So that we can properly construct, okay, properly structure your legal entity if in fact you plan to stay on a Venmo and collect money. So whatever the reason, if in fact you plan on staying on PayPal, but now you will no longer be there as an individual, you will have the opportunity to be there as a business and open a business merchant account. Okay. And better yet, how about Authorized.net, seeing as now you'll be a legitimate business who can receive monies and understand that now you can legally pass the tax through to another entity that just might be tax exempt. Because that's what Miss Aurorah does. That's what we do here at Aurorah Dey Consulting. All right. So you all know that you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDeyConsulting.com. That's all I wanted to share with the secured entrepreneurs in this video. And until next time, ta-ta.